Today, we're going to talk about the top 6 expertise skills in Rise of Kingdoms. This is an expertise skill that next levels the commander and transforms the way that they perform. And this, by the way, is a follow-up to my list that I made over 2 years ago when expertise skills were just released into the game. So stick around in this video to see which commanders have expertise skills that truly next level their performance. Hello, my friends, and welcome back. I'm Chisgule Gaming, a sponsored content creator for Rise of Kingdoms, and today we're talking about the very best expertise skills. And it's very funny that when I made my original list, they had just released expertise skills. I'll have a card up in the top if you'd like to see one of my very first videos about Rise of Kingdoms, okay? They just released expertise skills, and the top 3 at that time, in this order, were Joan of Arc, Richard I is how I listed it, and then Double C. And at the time, Double C was listed as giving 25% attack, and it didn't constrain to cavalry. So it was like whatever troop type you brought, 25% more attack for all troop types is what it said, which is kind of crazy. Or at least it implied it. All right, it implied it. So in this video, we're revisiting this list. It needs reworking. You like Rise of Kingdoms guides that help you get value and smash your enemies? Hey, consider smashing that subscribe button for those daily Rise of Kingdoms videos. Let's start by talking, however, about what doesn't make the list and what criteria we're looking at when we pick the top expertise skills. We really are looking just at the expertise skill, not the rest of the commander. So as an example, if we get a look here at Charlemagne, this is an example of an expertise skill that's not very exciting. Yes, losing 10% fewer units when you hit a city is really great, except I'd rather have an expertise skill that just does more damage to a city in the first place, and then I lose less troops. Or another example of an expertise skill that, like, it's fine, but it's not going to completely transform the commander, would be Leonidas, right? Like, he only kicks into gear when you get to 10%. It's just not that big a deal, and it's okay in Canyon, but honestly, just okay. So these are examples of expertise skills that you honestly could skip. And in many ways, this video is the opposite end of a video we made last week about the top commanders to go and skill lock once that becomes available in the game. The ability to lock, for instance, the third skill over here, which is only good when you're below 50%, and max all the other skills. But let's jump right into the list now that we've explained what we're looking for in a commander. High utility skill with relevance most of the time, or just so effective that we just have to talk about it. So at number 6, we have Alexander the Great. And this is a part of the reason I gave that whole explanation about we're not looking at the rest of his kit, because he is one of the very best commanders in the game. Make no mistake. His expertise skill is solid. Top 6, in my estimation. He makes it when you expertise him, so that when you use his active skill, 3 nearby marches will take 30% increased damage for 4 seconds. Wow. That is a lot of extra damage that they'll take. It's a big deal. I think that this is a great expertise skill. It's easy to understand why it's good. Yeah, targets take more damage. Very strong. He's a team player through and through. I really like this one, but we can do so much better. Let's get a look at number 5. Now, number 5 is a relatively new commander, and that is Cyrus the Great. When I saw his expertise skill, my mind was blown. Now, I don't know if the rest of his kit is good enough to keep up, if the rest of his skills are good enough, but this expertise skill, 40% of stats, 150 rage. Wow. So he gets 20% attack, 20% defense for 3 seconds, and 50 rage per second. Woo! I mean, that's very good. That is very, very good. So good, they say, hold on, that can only trigger once every 5 seconds. This is certainly a commander on my short list to expertise. I don't have 2 sets of archer equipment, though, which is definitely problematic for me to try to build out a second archer march, but I think this is a pretty friggin' amazing expertise skill, and looks like it's really fun. The next expertise skill, however, is transformative as well. This is the number 4 entrant on our list. It's another archer, and I really would like to expertise them in the not-too-distant future, and that is Ramses. My goodness. Ramses has a great kit overall, but build on top of that the greatest healing debuff in the game. Let me tell you something. I thought that when they introduced Alexander the Great, 30% healing reduction, this was the death of healers. And then they also have Saladin, 50% healing reduction. The two of them, unbelievable. But then they went in and said, hold my beer. Here is 100% healing reduction, immune to healing for 2 seconds. Now, if that wasn't enough for an expertise skill, which it would be, they're also giving him a boost of 400 damage factor. That's 200 damage factor per second for 2 seconds. Okay, that's amazing. And they're also giving an increase to his defense reduction by 5%. Now, let me tell you something. If you go and you watch my old video about expertise skills, you'll notice that our friend Julius Caesar is wholly unchanged, and his expertise skill makes it so he does 400 damage factor. On his active skill, he did none. Now he does 400. Okay. 400 damage factor total. Now what do we get? 400 damage factor, immune to healing for 2 seconds. Oh, and a 5% defense reduction on top of what you were doing before. You're welcome. Wow. Okay. This expertise skill is very good. But in my estimation, there's better. And comedically, the next commander on my list does healing. And that commander is Zenobia, clocking in at number 3 expertise skill in the game. In my opinion, anyways. And this expertise skill, I mean, her healing is great. But now she heals an additional troop. So heals nearby allied troops, 2 allied troops instead of 1. And, by the way, she's giving a health boost when she heals the target. That's 40% health to that extra target for 2 seconds. It's a big deal, except her expertise skill makes it so that both targets now get 50% extra health. In addition, she's also giving 30% increased damage. Holy jeez. So the whole skill heals 2 nearby allied troops. Oh, and she'll heal herself if she's the lowest one. And she'll also heal herself. I mean, unbelievable. 50% health, 30% damage for 2 seconds. This is very transformative for her and for nearby marches. This had to be clocking in at number 3. But we could not have a list that is absent of this next commander. At number 2, we've got Theodora, another garrison commander, and she is a beast. I love area of effect damage in Ark of Osiris, and for garrisoning, because when you hit people, they lose troops too. Savage. Her base active skill did circle area of effect damage, 1,400 damage factor, and could hit 5 targets. So anything that boosts her damage factor is a big deal. Well, guess what? We boost her damage factor by 300. Wow. So now we're talking about 1,700 damage factor against 5 targets. That's as good as Esong's area of effect damage, right? But on top of that, by the way, she also clears all debuffs. What? For a garrison commander especially, clearing debuffs is amazing. This commander, very solid as you expertise her, and I get that you wouldn't use a garrison commander without the expertise, but this solidly earns number 2. The number 1 commander on this list, however, will come at no surprise to you. It is arguably the best commander in the game. It's the first commander that literally every single player should go expertise, regardless of your level of spend. It's Esong. Esong's expertise takes his frontal cone AoE, and it makes it a circle area of effect, bumping his damage factor up by 300 as well. Esong is crucial. Open field, canyon, garrison. Also, really, really good for AoE barb farming. There is not a game mode where you would not be using Esong, in part because of his area of effect damage being circular. Esong is absolutely phenomenal, and when we talk about transformative expertise skills, this is the alpha and omega. If you enjoyed this guide and you're looking for more commander guides, consider subscribing to the channel and check out the links in the description for playlists about more information on commanders, for talents, for reviews. And if you'd like to take a real trip down memory lane, tap that info button up top to go see my old video, the original video I did of the top expertise skills. Oh man, it is really funny to see what our videos looked like back then. Until next time, you have fun, smash in the kingdom, and leave a comment down below with which commanders you think perhaps should have made this list or I overlooked.